welcome to Tiny Table Talk for the Challenge All-Stars. Now, I wanted to do something a little bit differently this week as we are on the precipice of the finals, so I thought we could do a finals preview, kind of going through all the shots that we got of the finals in all the promos, getting an idea of what to expect in the finals and who is getting the most screen time in those little sneak peeks. And also, I'm going to be going through all the competitors, seeing who stacks up and who has the best shot of possibly winning and who are the front runners, to me at least, in the finals, and then going through some of the comments from my Thursday's review and recap. So we have a lot to go over, so let's just jump right into it. So like I mentioned, I combed through all the promos from like the very first promo that was put up on YouTube, the what's to come this season after the first episode, the mid-season trailer, and the sneak peek into the finals that we got in this past episode. And I combed through all of them to find every scene of the finals that I could, just so we can get an idea of what to expect in the finals, who's going to be making it far, who's shown the most. And the first scene we ever get of the finals in a promo is this kayaking scene with what I see is Big Easy and what I think is Kellyanne is in the kayak with him. Then we move on to this. I think is just going to be in the next episode where we're going to have Ruthie and Jemmy is like, see, best friends can't even trust each other. And I think she's referring to Hizella and Anissa, and I feel like there's still going to be some tension between them when they come back to the house after the elimination. And then we get another kayaking scene of Mark and Ruthie paired up with each other, and I feel like the finals are going to be run kind of like how free agents were, that every stage they're going to swap up their partners, and that could make or break your season or your finals. Right there is the swapping and having the right partner at the right stage of the finals. We got a shot of TJ on a boat, which he's definitely going to be using this in the finals, maybe to as a grand entrance to their kayaking scene. Then we have this long walk near a cliff and a mountain. I think this is like the final stretch, that this is going to be the final trek. Then we're moving into a scene where they're going to be walking through the woods tethered together. Now this is shown in the preview for the next episode from this past episode, not this specific scene, but when we see everyone trekking through the woods tethered together. But this is from the mid-season trailer. We are going to get an eating portion of the final. It looks like it's going to be at dusk, so this could be the final stage before their overnight sleeping arrangements on the final. And I think that maybe this could be individual, this could be a purge, and Kellyanne is not liking it whatsoever. Jemmy is definitely not liking it. We get another kayaking scene where again we see Mark and Ruthie, and I think it's Yes and Jemmy paired up together as they're kayaking through this portion of the final. Then we see that Anissa and Alton are teamed up and their kayak is actually tipping over. They could lose a lot of time with that. We saw that happening with Leroy and Nany in Double Agents. Then we have Darrell trekking through the woods. TJ coming down from a helicopter. Possibly this is the end. Maybe this is him coming to the final players who are left in the final for the last day, for the last trek, and he's coming down and he's like, hey, you have to go all the way down and over, and then we're gonna meet you up on top of a mountain to claim who the winner is. As we see multiple people trekking through this long journey, you can see the trail leading all the way up to the top. This was the ending to the mid-season trailer. And then this is what we get from the sneak peek from this past week's episode. We can see here who is tethered with whom. There's only 10 people on here, as we ended the episode this past week with 12 competitors heading to the finals. Right here, we see that there are only 10 players, and from what I can see, you can see that John A is tethered with Mark for this portion. We have Alton tethered with Jemmy, Yes with Kellyanne, Darrell with Ruthie, and Anissa with Big Easy, leaving that Hizella and Derek are not on this leg of the finals. They may have been purged early on. Maybe they were partnered up together for the first leg or for the first bit of the finals, and they just could not make it past, and they were purged. So now for the next leg, these are the competitors and who they're partnered up with, and now they're running through the woods together. This is big for the first scene, for the preview, for the final, to show that two people who were clearly made the finals from the previous episode are not here. Right off the bat, they're not here, and you can clearly see that they are not here. We have another canoeing portion of the finals. TJ with his boat. We can see that Darrell and Ruthie are trekking through the woods, and I think it's Big Easy is back there with Anissa as they're trekking through. Also, the voiceovers so far is TJ saying, "Welcome to the grand finale, but make no mistake about it, the hard part starts now," referring to the finals. Jemmye is hurting through the walk through the woods as she says, "I might die up on this mountain." Mark looks crazed, like these finals are getting to his brain. We see Hazella and Kellyanne doing a puzzle. So we see Hazella at this portion. So maybe this is the first portion of the finals where they're trying to get through puzzles. Then we have Kellyanne and Alton, who are going to be partnered up with each other, I believe, and they're doing a bike ride through the woods. Here we have somebody falling off their bike, and right here we can see that they're tethered with each other. I think that's going to be a really difficult portion of the finals, to be tethered to someone and then having to bike ride through the woods with them. And then we have Kellyanne and Alton doing the star puzzle. I'm sure this is going to be having to deal with something with math. And then we have Darrell carrying Ruthie, and this is how you help a partner out to keep on pushing through. And we've seen Darrell carry his partner before in challenges. So Ruthie is looking to have a great time, and Darrell is not giving up. We have John A. also doing a voiceover who says, "I didn't realize how grueling this was gonna be." Big Easy saying, "You gotta focus." Kellyanne saying, "Oh gosh." And Darrell says, "I am ready to quit," which I had to double back over that voiceover a couple of times because I was like, that does not sound like Darrell. Maybe they altered the audio to say, "I'm not gonna quit," or "I ain't ready to quit," or anything like that. But from what it sounded like, on the edit, it said Darrell says, "I'm ready to quit." And then I think right here we have somebody saying, "I think I need a medic." From listening to the voice, it seems like a man's voice. And to me, it's definitely not Darrell, Big Easy, Mark. I think this could be Yes saying, "I think I need a medic," as he is walking through the woods, which I don't like to hear anybody say that they are ready to quit or that they could be needing a medic. So this looks like a lot of players are underestimating what these finals were going to be. This looks like it's going to be one tough finals, and I'm so excited to see them. I'm just sad because this just means that the show is almost over, and this is it. This is the grand finale. This is the cap off to the finals and the season. Going through the competitors on the men's side first, my number one has to be Darrell. He hasn't seen a finals that he couldn't win. I think he's been laser focused. He has shown that he is good with tangrams on the challenge double agents. He knows his challenge history, so if that plays a factor in the finals, I just think that this is his to lose. I think he has a great shot. I don't think there will be a lot of heights in these finals, so to me, he has a great shot. The next person I thought would do well would be Derek, but from seeing all the promo shots, he is not in any of the final shots, and I think he gets purged out really early on. To me, it's really sad to see that Derek is not going to make it far into the finals. I think Mark is the next one up. We saw in the mini final that he was like push, push, push with everybody when he was carrying the log. He was telling everybody, let's pick up the pace. He has that endurance. The only thing is that I'm worried about the puzzle. Mark gets caught up with a puzzle and it's a solo and it's a purge portion. Maybe he's gonna get purged from that. I think Big Easy has been showing off that he can be a puzzle master. My only worry is the endurance. That's a little bit of a worry. The same with Alton. In the mini final, he struggled immensely. He talked about how his shoes were too small, or everybody brought up the fact in Aftermath that his shoes were too small. So hopefully if he has the right shoes, he can do really well. I think Yes has endurance. I think he would be a great partner, and he's shown that he is good at puzzles, especially math. So to me, I feel like it's Darrell, Mark, Yes, Alton, Big Easy, and then Derek, because we just don't see Derek much at all in the final shots. Now on the women's side, because Kendall is out, and that's a huge threat for the finals, I think Kellyanne is a front runner. She's been doing immensely well in the daily challenges. It's just that Kendall has been able to just like jump ahead of her and do just slightly better than her. I think Kellyanne is in great shape. I think she's been playing the game really well. She's coming in with the most experience, both season-wise and finals-wise. and she has that passion, she has that push, and I think that she's going to give it 110%. She's going to give it all she's got to make it far into these finals and to win. I think Ruthie is a killer athlete. I think she has a great shot of making it far and possibly winning these finals. Yes, she gets carried by Darrell, but to me, she's the one to look out for, and I think she's been a sleeper on the season. I think another sleeper to this season is Jonna. We didn't see her at all through a lot of the season, but in the last few episodes, she's gotten more and more screen time, and to me, seeing her get more and more screen time leading into the finals makes me believe that she can make it far, possibly even make it through all the purges and get to the end. Will she win? I don't know. Gisela, we don't see much, and it makes sense because she's probably going to get purged early on because of the injury. She may not be able to keep up with everyone, and she could get purged early on in the finals. And Jemmye talks about dying up on that mountain. She is like looking worried when eating, and I think that that eating portion could be a purge portion to the finals, and if that is correct, then I worry for Jemmye making it to the next day and further on to possibly win this money. And I think where the women stack up for me is Kellyanne, Ruthie, Aneesa, and Jonna, and that's just my opinion. Now let's go over some comments from my Thursday's review and recap, and the first comment comes from Joshua. It says, pretty hypocritical of Nehemiah to want to vote in Yes or Darrell, mainly Yes, guys who haven't seen an elimination, but then pick Kendall to go in, who has seen 2 eliminations and won both. Kendall didn't deserve that, and I'm really sad to see her go. Also, this is way too many people for the final. If they had done double elims from the start, we would have had the top 4 of each gender in the final, which I think would have been perfect. I think it's all a matter of trying to shape the argument to save yourself. But once you're in the elimination, you want somebody that you know can win, who is comfortable in the elimination. I think it's a wild card to pick somebody who has never been in the elimination, so I understand why Nehemiah picked Kendall. It does seem very, very hypocritical. The next comment comes from Jojo, who says, every aspect of this episode was great, but Jemmye clearing the bar of their wine was just hysterical. Such a Jemmye moment. That was really funny how she was like, I just drank them all out of their red wine, now I'm drinking them all out of their white wine. The next comment comes from Joanne, who says, I'm not the biggest fan of Kendall in the main season, but she shined here. At the end when she mentioned finding herself again by coming back, hurt my heart. She deserved to be at the finals. Hope she comes back to this game. I agree. She really did a great job. She was a bright and shining star in the all-star cast, and I would love to see her come back for season 2 and kick some butt and make it to the finals. The next comment comes from Alexis, who says, I was so proud of Big Easy. He killed it. He dominated this elimination. He really just has been doing really well these past couple of episodes leading into the finals. He has the momentum heading into the finals. Paul also comments on Big Easy saying, Big Easy is shocking me, to be honest. He came to play and he is shutting things down heading into these finals. Amelie says, I know the females have to be happy Kendall got eliminated. She was definitely in the running to win. Not to doubt others, but I see a very high chance of Kellyanne winning now. I think these last 2 eliminations really took out some frontrunners, with Laterian, who won the mini final daily challenge, and then also Kendall right now, who has been killing this season. I think really this helps out Kellyanne, like you mentioned, who seems like the frontrunner heading into the finals. She is doing a great job on the season. We have another comment coming from Killer, who says, didn't in a trailer we see Kendall holding her ankle? She might come back. Now, I do remember that scene, but I also think that that was a scene not shown from the mini final daily challenge, because there was like a whole leg that was not shown, and to me it looked like she was like maybe twisted her ankle up on the mountain. She had her log next to her. Casey says, if I was a strong woman competitor on the show, knowing there's a high chance of a guy picking me to go in, I would have voted in Darrell. In my head, he would have been the best chance of winning with me not knowing the elimination. I just don't understand why they didn't think like that. I want Darrell to win, by the way. It's a competition at the end of the day and there's only one winner, so it would be a win-win if he lost and didn't pick me. Side note, this should be the best final ever. No layups and all heavy hitters on the guy side, hoping Darrell gets his 5th win. There's a lot of strategy to be said when going through this voting. I mean, you could think of like, okay, I'm thinking of who I would want to be partnered up with an elimination if they were going to pick me. Also, I'm thinking about if I'm making it into the finals and the finals are right around the corner, who do I want to run the finals with? But Are they going to be good in elimination, especially if they pick you to be going into the elimination with them? Honestly, I'm happy that Darrell was not thrown into this elimination because I don't want to see Darrell in the elimination, possibly going home like Kendall was. The next comment comes from That Nice, who says, hope LT and Kendall come back next season. I'm hoping to. And the last comment comes from Kira, who says, thank goodness that Anissa is finally going to a final. Also sad that Kendall went out like that. Out of all the girls, she proved the most, other than Anissa, that she deserved it. Also, Hazella going off on Anissa, unnecessary, am I right? Very unnecessary. Sad to see Kendall leave, and happy that Anissa is in the finals, and I'm ready to see what she can do in the finals. Let's see who's going to win. This final is going to be amazing. I'm hoping that it's going to be fireworks. It looks to be like a really tough, strong final. Who are you rooting for, and who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to be purged, and what do you think they're eating in that eating portion of the final? Let me know that in the comment section below. Let me know anything and everything you think about this final in the comment section below. But thank you so much for watching. While you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll be back really soon with more Challenge All-Star content, more challenge content, more content in general. But until then, peace.